Hey Collective, welcome in and welcome back to Source Seer. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day today. Before I dive into the reading, I just want to give a quick read from my own Stoic reminders. This says, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Epictetus, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Anyway, I'm going to start us off with a quick sound clearing. If your volume is cranked up, definitely recommend turning it down in 3, 2, 1. So before I started recording and I was getting ready to do the read, I felt this sense of anxiety, and it didn't really feel like my own. So I don't know if maybe some in the collective are feeling a bit anxious. And interestingly enough, it is manifesting for me in the solar plexus. So I wonder what that's about. I'm going to get us started off with a major arcana. All experienced tarot viewers and readers, you know how it goes. And for those who don't, take what resonates, leave the rest behind for someone else in the collective to contemplate, to cherish. My readings are timeless and for entertainment purposes only. I trust that when this finds you, there is a rhyme, there is a reason, there's a purpose. We have the Magician, so manifesting, working with all of the elements to create something out of something that is seemingly nothing. We have air, water. It's interesting because, well, and the wand, so fire, and then earth with the pentacle, very, very, very small pentacle there. Manifesting what? Using one's rational side. So that is kind of the words that come from this major arcana deck. The Magician is associated with using one's rational side. And it says, I held the world's secret in my hands, yet when I looked inside, I couldn't remember what it meant. That's interesting. I'm getting, I don't know how I feel about that. I was kind of picking up some strange, like, for the past few days, I've been thinking randomly about people who may or may not be delving into, witchy types of practices, but in a way that is not beneficial, to the collective, manipulative, because sometimes the Magician can come across as manipulative, but for me, the way that I interpret it when it's manipulative is when it's in reverse. And when people delve into practices of manipulation to kind of force people to behave in a way that they want them to, impeding on somebody's personal will, there are consequences. Sometimes people go crazy. They lose their mind. So I don't think that's many in this collective, but it might be somebody in your energy or someone that you know of that could be behaving in this way. I'm just going to turn down my jazz music. I don't know if it's too loud. Yeah, it's been a while since my last recording because I had to take my own hiatus. But I've been getting a lot of downloads the past few weeks. A lot of different downloads. Maybe in my next video I will share what they've been. So we have July, and funny enough, we're about to approach July. We have dark woman, dealings or relationship with a woman with dark complexion or hair. Could be somebody, this could be someone who may or may not be in a reversed magician type of energy. Yoke, feeling tied down or frustrated. Okay, I don't know, I heard binding spells. And victory in some endeavor. Interesting. So I'm hearing very strongly with yoke, unequally yoked. I don't know why that comes through very strongly. So when something is unequally yoked, just think about, you know, two horses pulling a carriage. One is carrying most of the weight and it's pulling the other one, basically dragging it forward. That causes a lot of pressure on that horse that's pulling most of the weight. So when you think about relationships and something being unequally yoked, it's really saying that somebody is carrying all the weight, somebody is making all the moves. I don't know what that has to do here. I'm almost getting, I don't necessarily feel that this dark woman being portrayed here in this deck is part of the collective. It feels like it's somebody in your energetic field, and the truth about this person potentially doing, you know, some manipulative things behind closed doors, causing you know, this feeling of being tied down or frustrated is going to be illuminated in the month of July. There's going to be a victory on your end in regards to this situation. Like, this is just something to be aware of. It's not something to fear. It's not something to, I don't do fear mongering on my channel. So if you feel afraid, if this message makes you feel afraid, it's not for you. I can say very confidently, it is not for you. So, you know, release it for somebody else, but you shouldn't feel afraid. My messages should only confirm what you yourself intuitively know. So, with all of this magic flying around, I'm gonna pull from this next oracle. I could just keep hearing, just be aware, just be aware. Be aware of your surroundings at this time. Be aware of your surroundings. I don't know why I had to, like I had to knock again. Okay, I have 3. I was only gonna pick 1, but I got 3. All right. We have knowledge. Yep. So this card specifically talks about the Akashic record knowledge, but also I'm getting just gaining this knowledge of this person being in your energetic field, being aware of it, but accessing your own Akashic records so that you can continue on your own divine, purposeful path. Sitting in meditation, grounding yourself, finding that emotional stability, that harmony. I'm seeing temperance energy. And then we have conjure, so conjuring some spirits. This could be this other woman. I'm also getting some in the collective may practice in that regard, conjuring of, I don't know, maybe you do work with deities, with spirits. I don't think you can necessarily conjure a spirit or a deity, but my understanding is that the deity comes to you. But if you are delving in these practices, very strongly getting to make sure that you're protecting yourself and you're cleansing, you're spiritually cleansing, and hopefully, and you know, I do hope that this is being done in good faith. You could also just be conjuring better and manifesting a better life for yourself, trying to bring forward and work with the elements, right? We have the magician and this conjurer working with different elements to create the future and the life that you want. And you're being guided. You have a guide, a spirit guide, an ancestor, your higher self, the deity, whatever it is that you believe in, source. Very strongly, you're being guided through this process at this time. I'm also hearing you're being guided to your Akashic records. So I actually have to split this oracle in half. This is the second half. My hands are really small, comparatively speaking. So, but yeah, you're being guided through this time, through this manifestation. I'm hearing manifestation rituals. It's interesting because Jupiter is entering into Cancer on June 9th. I believe, what is today? June 7th? You might not see this on June 7th, but June 9th, Jupiter will be in Cancer. Ooh, peacock. Do have a comment about that. Any more source for the collective? Ooh, I don't pick up any that fall on the floor, just so everyone's aware. All right, let's see. So we have career. Could be something in July also that's coming about your career and some good news that you'll be hearing about your career efforts. News of a birth or a new business opportunity. Wonderful with this historic energy. Oh, that's great. That's so positive. I feel like this is coming in the summer months. The energy, for some reason, feels higher vibrational. It feels like a lot in the collective are just calling in and manifesting this beautiful, wonderful, like light life. A life full of wonder, full of adventure, full of serendipitous moments that bring a bunch of experiences, but also a sense of spiritual clarity. We have the dragon here. Ooh, interesting. Beware of self-delusion. I almost feel like that is this dark woman in this energy. It doesn't necessarily have to be a gendered woman. I'm almost getting like this dark feminine, but like, um, I'm not getting specifically skin color. I'm almost getting like lower vibrational energy. Um, just be aware if anybody comes into your energetic field that is self-delusional, but also in terms of this career and these new business opportunities with the peacock here, being aware of great pride, just whatever amazing things that you manifest and that you call into your life this beginning this summer. I'm hearing, be humble. It's always great, and I'm not telling you what to do. This is just an advisement, to have a sense of humility, um, and continue to go about your life with, respect, with higher vibrational energies. Of course, it's your own life. You make your own choice. I'm not telling you what to do. That is just a recommendation if you want to maintain a higher vibrational life, right? Okay. So I'm feeling called to pull tarot. See what's going on. That might have been loud. Sorry, guys. Let's see what's going on with this dark woman. What does the tarot have to say for the collective? So, we're going to choose. Feeling called to 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Get us started. At the split, we have 10 of Cups. That you're manifesting this beautiful, harmonious life that's full of love, that is emotionally fulfilling, that is light as air, raising to the heavens, metaphorically speaking, bright with the sun, a new beginning, unity with the self and with your soul tribe. If you feel a sense of union with your family, that could also resonate with you. And the Empress, divine feminine energy, pregnant with desire, with creation, if you are trying to manifest a child, it's very possible that you could be manifesting this family in the summer months. And the Magician, look at that. Wow. Manifesting. As I'm saying this, we have the Magician coming up twice in 2 different decks. You are manifesting the life that you are dreaming of. Beautiful. I love this energy. 2 of Cups, a unity within the self, the masculine and the feminine energy, or within someone outside of you. Yeah, I feel this balance. I feel this balance with this Two of Cups here. Oh my goodness. The Lovers. Another major arcana. Somebody getting pregnant? The Wheel of Fortune. This is destiny. There's a unity, a destined union that's coming into play. This dark woman could have tried to meddle with some sort of union. If you don't connect with coming into union with someone outside of you and you're on your own deep spiritual journey, there could be somebody in your energy that tried to kind of keep you experiencing a sense of separation. Deep down in our souls, when we are very high vibrational, we understand that separation is an illusion. So there's this coming togetherness that is destined, that is happening in divine timing, but very strongly in the month of July. We have July here. This is like in conjunction and in addition to this beautiful manifestation that's coming through concerning your career. Oh, this is lovely. Okay. I'm going to pull another tarot deck to kind of expand on this a little bit. This feels very current, what's happening now. Let's see what these cards will give us. Some of you might be listening to subliminals. If you do, always vet your source. Make sure that it's a trustworthy source, that you have full faith, and potentially there are other reviews about it to kind of back it up, because you can't really hear what they're saying. And for some, it does work. So we have the Star, beautiful. Temperance, I was saying I'm seeing Temperance. Archangel Michael is here. And Font di Denari, Page of Pentacles. So a message that's coming in. This could be a union with a past energy. You could also be healing a union after the situation with this. I don't want to say evil. That's not what this feminine energy is. It's a misguided type of energy. When you're focusing on somebody outside of yourself and competing with others, you're more powerful when you compete with yourself. The number 17 could be very significant. February 17th, something could have happened around then for some. I think is that Aquarius energy? The Star is Aquarius, strong Aquarius energy here. A lot of healing. I just feel there's a lot of cups here, so a lot of healing energy. Yeah. Temperance, this lover's connection is protected by Archangel Michael. Whether you're in a relationship or you're trying to manifest one, whether it's within yourself or outside of yourself, there's a form of protection, there's a harmony, there is, I heard a symphony. Okay, so for some where you're not, or maybe you're not in a connection and you're trying to manifest this, it's like a beautiful symphony will go off in your mind, in your mind's eye, once you two come into connection. Two peas in a pod, two puzzle pieces that just fit. This is being protected, and if there was any past situation, because we do have the Star here, so the Star sometimes is past energy, so if this was a past connection, anything from the past is being healed as we move into the summer months, and it's destined for a message to come to you. It could be an enthusiastic, a young type of energy. This person could have almost like a sparkle in their eye, I'm hearing. It's destined for this message to come to you, but it's also destined for you to receive a message from your guide, especially about the Akashic records, because it's right under the guide here. We do have the dog. If you know, you know. This feels very good, this energy. Okay, let's see what's at the split. The Empress. Intuitively, you know. Your spirit guides, your angels, your ancestors, source, they want you to trust your intuition about this situation, about this message that you're receiving. If this resonates with you, this is confirmation. I'm getting chills. I know I say that a lot, but and look at this. We have the Empress again. There's definitely a divine feminine who is very intuitive, that's tapped in. You're also thinking about your creative endeavors. You're focusing on yourself. You're nurturing yourself. You are fertile with love and desire. A lot of Venus energy coming through here. The number 3 is very significant. February 3rd, March 2nd. Receiving a lot of downloads from the divine. And it could be about this career, this business opportunity, this creative endeavor that's coming through very strongly. 9 of Swords, interesting. So that could be the anxiety I was picking up in the beginning. If you're awake up all night, anxious and worried, you're being called to, I'm hearing very loudly, to deep breathe, do some breathing practices. There are a lot of tools to help harmonize and heal anxious energies. Obviously, if you have a medical condition, please consult, somebody who is medically qualified to give you guidance in that direction. You can see all the disclaimers in the description box below. But if there's something that you're worried about and it's not, some sort of chemical imbalance, the deep breathing practices, moving your body if you are able to, or just even if you can go outside, get some fresh air, do something that is outside of what you're typically doing to kind of move this stagnant, anxious energy being stuck in your head. This will be healed, but it does require action on your part, okay? Come on. Okay. Felt very 2 of Swords there, a bit indecisive between a couple of the decks, so let's expand a little bit more. Maybe you're anxious about this manifestation coming through because you're not certain if your intuition is reliable, but it is. If you question the reliability of your intuition, I recommend practices to test it. Small little practices throughout the day. Trying to take an educated guess about something and seeing, whether or not that is what happens. Something that wouldn't drastically impact your life. Yeah, that's just a little side note for some in the collective. The goal here is for those in this collective to continue to stay on their path towards self-empowerment. It's so important that we feel empowered in our own beings, and we stay humble, and we rest in humility, and we give back. That's just, the direction that I'm currently seeing from Source. We have 7 of Wands. So, an interesting message. You are this divine feminine energy, and this masculine could be healing if you are in separation, or even if you're together. You're healing and you're trying to have the courage to come back into union. That could also be the future action, having the courage to heal this connection, but also to come together again within yourself, outside of yourself, however it resonates. Wow. Okay. We have 9 of Swords again. 9 of Swords, 5 of Cups, Queen of Swords. So again, if this was a past energy, This anxiety, being in your head, worried about this all night, is not going to serve you. You're focusing, and this could also be the future potential if you rest too long in this Nine of Swords energy, focusing on a disappointment, worried that you're going to be disappointed in this union, in this connection, and stepping into your Queen of Swords, trying to be logical about this. I see this like tug of war. I see someone in their Empress energy, you know, trusting in the universe, trusting in the divine, trusting that everything happens for a reason and it happens in divine timing. And then I see someone who is anxious, who is impatient, and you know, they start to think and question, am I really intuitive? Am I really a master manifester? What am I doing wrong? Instead of just saying, you know what, I trust in the divine, I trust that everything will work out as it should. And you know, that's the beautiful dance of life. This is not to make anybody feel any less than if you are in this state. This is being human. We are lovely mosaics, and you know, we're colored differently and we behave differently. But if you really want this manifestation to come through, you have to really ask yourself that, is it worth being stuck in the Nine of Swords energy, feeling disappointed because you're not seeing the 3D evidence when you expect it to? Or are you going to challenge yourself to trust in the unseen? This has already happened in the 5D, this coming together, this union. Another message. I don't know. That was a weird one. I don't know how I feel about that. We have the Three of Pentacles. Oh, oops. Okay, the Three of Pentacles in reverse. The Emperor. The World. The Two of Cups. And the Sun. Interesting. I actually want to elaborate. Okay, yeah, this is why Source wanted me to say this message. So, the other message that was coming through is that this is not your energy. This Queen of Swords is this dark woman, stuck in their head, anxious about this reunion. There's a feminine energy here. And it's interesting because when I laid these down, this Emperor is looking, wanting to close this cycle with this Queen of Swords, this dark woman energy that's trying to interfere in this union. Huh. Could happen during the month of August. I get that with this Leo energy, the sun, this closing out. Yeah, it's like this Emperor doesn't want to collaborate anymore with the dark woman, with somebody who, it's so strange. It's like she's not attending to the Emperor. She is focused on the fact that there's a reunion coming into play. All right, I don't want to tap into that energy too much. So this Emperor does not want to. If this, yeah, with that second message for some in the collective, this Emperor does not want to collaborate with this Queen of Swords. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Aries energy with that Emperor. Okay, let's get this message with the Page of Pentacles and Wheel of Fortune. I'm going to move on here. The other message too that's coming through with those cards that I had just pulled out, if you do not take care, you know, with self-delusion and great pride, there's a risk of losing the career opportunities. So it's important, again, that message of humility. And I hear facing due north, facing your true north. Yeah, facing your true north. Knight of Wands. This message from your guide that is destined is coming in very fast. It's a very passionate message. The Knight of Wands is the fastest moving knight of the deck, so it's coming in very fast. And in fire, I just feel like summer months, very strongly July. This message from your guide, this video revealing this darker woman in your energy, this could be part of that message from your guide. Page of Wands, Ten of Swords. Yeah, as I'm saying that, this Page of Wands, it's like this immature energy. There's an ending to this immature energy, which is what, I mean, if anybody is trying to meddle in with anybody else's manifestations, that's immature. That is just gonna hold you back. I don't know why people do that. Well, I do, but this is the end of hard times, the end of struggles, but it's also a warning of a potential betrayal from a younger fire sign. It could be. I don't want to tap too much into that either, so just keep that in mind. That resonates with you, something to think about a little bit more. Okay. Oh boy, what Tower. And the Hanged Man. Piscean energy. If this was a connection where there was a separation, there was a Tower moment, you know, I'm getting a Tower moment maybe some time ago, right? This person is trying to see things from a different perspective. You're also being called to see things from a different perspective, which is that saying, rejection is protection. There's a reason, and it could have been this dark woman that's trying to meddle in with whatever's going on here. If there was even a separation in your own relationship, your own connection, your own marriage, whatever it is, although I'm not really getting a marriage from this reading so strongly, but if that's the case, it was divinely orchestrated. Yeah. Then we have Three of Cups, third party interference. It's almost like this is happening now. Yeah. This third party interference, whatever it is, person, place, thing, it was divine protection. But that is beyond, that is behind you. We're moving into a new cycle, I'm hearing. Especially with this Page of Wands, Page of Cups, or Page of Pentacles. It's destined to receive this message. Okay. And I'm going to just pull from one more tarot and wrap this reading up. Three, 3, 3, 3 on the timer as I begin shuffling the last tarot deck. The World. Yeah, closing out a cycle of lack of union. Closing out a cycle of separation. Planning. Somebody is planning. We have a King of Wands, Page of Wands, Five of Cups, Ace of Wands. So this King of Wands could have been disappointed in a Page of Wands type of energy, trying to enthusiastically move forward elsewhere. This was a disappointment. It's interesting though, because obviously, you know, it's the Five of Cups energy, so this masculine is not facing the Two Cups behind. They're facing, and notice how this masculine is facing this Page of Wands. There's a disappointment in some sort of endeavor that this masculine went through. They're not really seeing this passionate beginning that they should be planning for, but they will be planning for this, a new passionate beginning. There's too many cards there. I just wanted to give that side reading. Again, a lot of cards. Okay. 7 of Coins, the Hierophant, 2 of Swords. So they made an investment. If this is again a connection where you're not in contact, you're in separation, or you're just having an argument with somebody that you feel a romantic connection with, or you're feeling a separation with the masculine and feminine within yourself, this is something that you could have invested in, this connection, and you're seeking higher guidance, and you're gaining those downloads about an indecision, about this unity. And this masculine, someone outside of yourself in that interpretation, they're searching for and gaining this guidance. Now, if this masculine was involved with another feminine, it could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. They're seeking higher guidance about this, and it could have put them in an indecisive state about whether or not to come forward to your, to reunite with you and offer you their cup. Knight of Cups. They could have been very indecisive about whether or not to offer you the elixir of life. There could have been a lot of religious institutions, differences involved here with the Hierophant, having to follow different rules. 7 of Coins. It's like some sort of stable foundation that they had created, but they're being pulled in another direction. Let me get last cards. Oh wow. We have Death, 9 of Coins, Justice, the Hermit, and the Fountain. Okay, so so the Emperor did come out. It was almost like we have Hermit energy here, Virgo, Libra with Justice, 9 of Coins, single, financially independent. I believe that's a magpie. I would definitely look into the spiritual significance of the magpie. And then a significant transformation. So there could have been an ending to someone in your energetic field, this masculine, even this feminine, to their financial stability, and this was justice. Like the scales had to be balanced. It's a karmic debt I'm hearing that had to be paid, forcing them into a hermit mode, a sense of isolation. And they're not yet awakened, but they're being called to just be with this Fountain card here. The other message that I'm getting through, especially if you're connecting with you and your guide and guidance through to the Akashic records, as mentioned earlier, is that when you do enter hermit mode, the scales are going to be balanced, and there's going to be a significant transformation in your own financial stability. And it's going to open a pathway so that you can be more in your feminine energy and not have to take so much action. Feel like there are a lot of exhausted feminine energies that have been in this masculine state, almost like in a state of survival, and you just want to thrive. You have this desire to just be the Fountain, to just be, to just thrive. This message is coming through from your guide on how to take this path where you can rest, rejuvenate, and your presence, just being, will bring to you the life that you hope and you dream to manifest, that you're trying to manifest, that you're trying to conjure. This is your destiny, right? With the Wheel of Fortune here. This is what you are destined for. Okay. A lot of messages there. 8 of Cups, 2 of Coins, the Hanged Man. So Source is really calling to the attention of the collective that this masculine energy has either left an emotional foundation that they had built a lot on, or they will be. And they're going to be focused on balancing their pentacles. That's really what's in their subconscious mind. But also, I'm getting it's like being brought to the forefront so that this is part of their focus. And they're changing their perspective on, especially if they're involved in some sort of religious institutions and, you know, other cultural aspects that kind of keep them away from that Nine of Cups energy. They're changing their perspective, gaining a new insight, gaining a new viewpoint, seeking wisdom from a new point of view. The other message is you're being called to walk away from an emotional foundation that no longer serves you, one that could have felt safe. So a lot of times we could feel that Nine of Swords energy that was coming through in the beginning. There's a sense of safety when we feel anxious because anxiety is trying to prepare us for future events. However, when it becomes anxiety, right, it's no longer planning for the future. You're just ruminating and going over and over again different thoughts and worries. This is imbalanced. So you're being called to walk away from what you think is safe because it no longer serves you. And when you walk away, this is part of what you're trying to manifest, a new financial opportunity that can bring you this Nine of Pentacles energy, that can bring you eventually the Ten of Pentacles. Trusting in yourself, leading with heart, leading with love, but also leading with logic, leading with your mind. We need to have our emotions and our logic in balance. There's no there doesn't need to be a separation. There are for many, but there really doesn't need to be. You know, that the ego can kind of get in the way sometimes. And then taking and having a new perspective on what it is you want to manifest for yourself, for your life. Trusting that you are the magician, trusting that you are a master manifester, that you are the high priestess, that you're intuitive, that you're tapped in. You know, making educated decisions, but also trusting your intuition. And that could take practice. If you're not used to being into your intuition, think about it as a muscle that needs to be exercised and strengthened over time. Our society kind of tells us to lean away from that a lot more than from my perspective and from Source's perspective. It does more harm than good. A lot of times your intuition can save you. And I would know this firsthand. It can save you from a lot of risky and dangerous situations. You know, that gut feeling that you get, like, I shouldn't go down that alleyway. There's something wrong there. You don't go. I shouldn't go into the basement, it's dark. You don't go. Okay. So I am going to end with just a couple of messages here. Higher vibrational ancestors, guides, source, what lasting messages do we have for the collective to close out this lovely reading? The ocean, deep emotions are here. This is definitely a love situation. This person could also be a water sign with the ocean. There are some deep emotions here that need to be further investigated. This union is going to happen. Nothing can stop it. Not this dark woman, not the higher, like, you know, any religious orders and institutions. This union is bound to happen with this within the self, and if it resonates with someone outside of you. There are deep-rooted emotions here. Clairvoyant, tapping into your intuition, understanding and knowing. And just one more card, please. You're seeing this happening. Bird's nest. Your home is a safe haven. creating a home, right? With that Empress energy and that Ten of Cups, especially if you want to manifest children or a family or just a creative endeavor, whatever it is, your home is your safe haven. And yes, it is safe, but don't, well, I'm not telling you what to do, but the advisement is not to fall into this trap. The Eight of Swords, the Nine of Swords, like, it just makes the journey more tough. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do, right? Your life. Anyway, I'm being called to end this here. If you feel so inspired to like, share, comment, and subscribe, I always appreciate the support for the channel. As always, sending you all love, light, and high vibrational energies. And I hope to see you in the next one. Take care, collective.